Hey everybody, and welcome back to Jaraci Cup 5. Gonna continue coverage of Groupstage A. Now it's between myself and descara. I'm just gonna say this is an insane game in many ways, so buckle your seatbelts, kids. Although I'm sure A game will be mega tilted as he watches me do, questionable things once again. But that, it wouldn't be me if I didn't occasionally throw some units, right? I expect the units lost tab at the end of the game to be redonk. Regardless, it's GVC. It's going to be on Firebase Crew. I remember the map picks because we actually just played this about an hour ago, I think. I picked Firebase Crew for... No, he picked Firebase Crew, sorry. For game 1. And now I'm thinking he did this because this is a pretty good coalition map, actually. He hates it when his carrier gets stuck in places, and I do too, to be fair. I'll give you a fair warning, normally we move carrier to 3rd. Don't ever do it on Firebase Crew's coalition because it gets stuck all the time. It's terrible. But it is going to be an AV rush here from descara. 5 selves up. I wonder if that's... No, that's fine, but he's putting them on RUs, which is interesting. Switches over to CUs now. But yeah, I'm thinking he's expecting, hey, this is Bozocow, AV rush him, it's always safe. And I've got to say, I'm still pretty bad at dealing with AV rush, so he's not wrong. But I'm not going to be doing that. This time it's going to be rail fab first into a rail rush. If you watched JC4, you'll know that I died pretty hard doing this exact same thing against descara in the, I think, semifinals. It's weak. Oof. Well, I think it's probably an AV rush trying to also go eco, but I'm not sure myself. Anyway, I've optimized the build a lot since then, though. And so I'm thinking that I'm gonna have some good times here. As opposed to the last time I tried this when I just kind of got stomped. Oh boy. What's the fastest AAV timing? 29:15, you mean fastest for starting the tech? Because yeah, I think descara is about to wreck you here. Let's see, 35 seconds for AV timing if you clicked it immediately. That'd be 29:15 when you could start it. Yeah, you're probably right actually. I'm sure you could get the resources at that point. I see AV rush here coming out, by the way. These are early. descara's good at this. And I think I end up throwing a skim here for some silly reason, but... The idea, of course, is that, look, I have a heavy rail coming out. I'm going to have Sunder. I can probably go in there. This guy's just throwing his life away, though. Which is a little bit unfortunate. So I do have Sunder on this AAV. I'm concerned he doesn't take this high ground position. AR would be 100% better. Well, I'm not sure. I mean, I know that... yeah, they do contest carrier. That's true. I mean, I know that he's got AV tech here, and so I'm thinking, okay, so it's not going to be LEV production, which is a really bad thing for me, because I have to go 2PC really fast in that case. And so my thoughts here are kind of like, well, heavy rails help me when he inevitably builds railguns, and heavy rails also help me with these AVs because my strike can actually kill it. I would probably go assault rail first if I had... I'd probably go assault rail first if I had, 8 LAVs against me, but I don't know. This is kind of bad, by the way. We are going to lose some salves here. I'm going to pull a quick drop here. You have to quick drop in high level, by the way. There's just really no other way. To get power 1. Going to try to hold this off, but that's probably going to do some damage here. This is really good for descara, because as you can see, he's held off of his second. Railfab just finished for him, but this is kind of a scary time for the coalition player. So if you can do some backstabbing here, disrupt my eco, this is really good for him. Probably a little bit late to pull off the line there, but I did get the quick drop before any of them died, which is very nice. Probably going to be left with 5 after this, maybe 4. As for this side, I really want to be pressuring his carrier while this is happening. It's difficult, of course. Oh yeah, he's going to chunk another one here. He even has AoE now on the AAVs, so... Ooh. But yeah, he gets actually all but 4 down there, which is quite bad for me. PC's on the way too, so my production's not going to go up, or my eco that is, for some time actually. I just assigned these guys group 4, oh my gosh. This is good though, starting to get some good damage done onto the things, onto the carrier here. Now this is when the rail rush really becomes a threat. 29:20 is the fastest AV timing, wow. That is fast, man. High ground rails here are pretty scary. If I can get shots off, that'd be good, but it looks like I'm just going to try to back away. I don't think you can, Phoenix. I'm pretty sure that's just how the timing lines up, right? Because 35 seconds in from 30 minutes, 35 seconds in is going to be 29:25. Yeah, okay, I guess maybe you could. You could possibly optimize it by 5 seconds, just if you're really skilled at the early game, but... I'll give you a tip, by the way, Phoenix. If you hit the tilde button, it selects your carrier. That's definitely going to speed you up there. Maybe you weren't aware of that. F1? Does F1 select carrier too? Oh, I always use tilde. F4 selects PCs as well. You don't use hotkeys, rip. Man, how did you get to diamond? You know, rushing people with what the heck, Zerglings without having hotkeys, man. Like, I'm amazed at this. Yeah, and you know what else, Roby? Sometimes you go up, you hit this, and you're like, oh gosh, what's happening? You have to like flip it around, you know. Yeah, but micro also needs hotkeys, doesn't it? God, gosh, I did a bad thing. Yeah, the 5 min bug. You just disconnect 5 minutes after playing. By the way, this kind of tilted me here. So, apparently there is a like a hill there, and so my rails actually can't fire over this hill. So what it means is that I can't take this position, which would be very aggressive. I know I could on the other side, so that was kind of annoying me this game. I didn't quite know that quirk about Firebase Krill. This is maybe, like, I thought this was going to be really good. I damaged that rail a lot, but at this point I'm kind of overcommitting here into this push. I throw a couple of skims here, and this is about when A-Game started saying, oh my gosh, I'm so tilted right now. Range calibration finishes, though. So this was my play, was to get range calibration. The idea is that if I can outrange my opponent's railguns, I can try for some kind of... Oh man, this is quite a throw. Yikes. I have high ground, I can defend, that's okay, but wow, that's quite bad of me. Anyway, the idea is that it can be a little bit oppressive with range calibration, that I can outrange his railguns here. And if I can keep the momentum on my side, I'm going to be having a pretty good time here, but losing all those skims is kind of an issue. People died to spine crawlers? Oh man. That's quite shocking. Wish I could have gotten some salve kills there, but that's gonna be okay. In Masters, they would die to spine crawl. What? Oh no, dude. Look, A-Game, if you're Descara, you think almost everybody sucks, so... Here's another backstab coming in from Descara, by the way. Now, this is excellent the way he does this, especially because his AAVs are not particularly effective here on this front, but he does a good job of using these AAVs, even though he can't use them in the front line necessarily. So that's quite pog from A-Game, or oh my gosh, from Descara. Now I'm gonna see them with this assault rail here, and so my idea is to just kind of go for power 2 here actually, and use that to stop the backstab. Obviously, I had no production in that area. Damage 1 coming out for me as well. That's probably supposed to be cancelled here. Yeah, well, it's gonna be impactful. Oh no, wait, sorry. This is Descara getting that tech. And I'm looking at Descara's eco as well. Did I not get power 2 at this point? I thought I had. I'm remembering my play being a little bit better here. Power 2 is kind of a must at this point. I still feel I have kind of good momentum here, and you'll notice I've mixed in some ARs here. This is good if I start losing the LAV battle, but A-Game was kind of harping on me at this point for being a little bit too, yeah, maybe you're right. A-Game was harping me at this point for being a little bit too passive, and I kind of agree. At that point, the ARs could really get some kind of free trades on these LAVs. And I'm thinking maybe A-Game is right. So imagine if HRs could get up on this hill, which we definitely had time for. By the way, this backstab going to get controlled. We don't, I think, lose any salvagers here. But yeah, this hill right here, I think, would be much better. We definitely hold off second base forever that way, and we can use range calibration. So I think A-Game is right about that. We also do get high ground, but there's a risk that if he gets up here, he might be able to range. I don't think so. Well, that's the thing, Phoenix. He just sent 3. Now I have power 2. I think I'm going to be kind of fine against backstabs from this point on. It is true, he did lose some mining time, but... You know, A-Game, I'm going to say you're probably right, though. Maybe, maybe this hill would really have been kind of a powerful play here. I'd like to point out, though, this is kind of reminiscent of, like, the Sparrow days, because we're, like, 21 minutes into this game, but we're still doing this rail rush, you know what I mean? And I have no plans of stopping. Descara, by the way, moving out onto 2 base now. Now, this is pretty critical at this point. If I can stop him from having 2 base, I usually am winning the game. But you'll notice that he's actually been... Yeah, AR alpha damage is insane, look at that. You'll notice that he's been okay even on 1 base. So at this point, I'm kind of feeling like, look, if he gets 2 base, I'm really in a bad spot. There's a lot of rails, by the way. He's got 6 of them up here. Gonna go for a bit of like an Omega point strategy here, but high ground is weird on this section. And I feel like his LAVs were shooting at me when my skims weren't shooting at him, because of course his turret is higher than mine. So it's kind of a weird like dynamic on this hill. And at this point, I'm really starting to agree with A-Game's analysis that just being there would be a lot better. Rail gonna go down for me here. This is a little bit Pepega, I would agree. At this point, like, I need to start realizing, like, look, this is not exactly going very well. Yeah, now A-Game was saying to move off the hill. The problem is that there's no high ground necessarily to get here. Now, maybe at this moment I can try and, like, go for here, but I'm really afraid of these LAVs at this point. So I think at this point it's kind of a little bit too late for that. The thing I've noticed about range calibration, though, is that when you're firing against coalition rails, you really only get, like, a couple of shots before they get in range. So having only 2 rails here, I don't really feel, confident there. No, I don't have EMP just yet. Skim damage 2 coming out for me, actually, that's the choice. Although I think in the end I end up canceling this and going for EMP. Going for an Omega point strategy there, but it doesn't exactly work. And descara is pretty safely on his second base now, so this is quite bad for me. At this point, the momentum begins swinging, you know what I mean? Like here, descara is kind of, the longer this goes on, the further ahead descara is beginning to get. Another rail goes down there because I'm trying to use range calibration for some reason. This is a real fail moment, as A-Game was wont to point out during the game. EMP rounds is on the way now, but it's kind of slow. Like there's only 2 rails here, right? A-Game with his criticisms. Yeah, well, he's definitely ahead on eco at this point. What I'm banking on here is that main bases are mining out kind of quickly. Maybe I can hold him off of third, but I do kind of feel that at this point, if he put a dedicated to push, he could actually kind of take me off this, high ground here. And if that happens, then he's going to get third base just fine, usually. I mean, actually, if you can get rails here, they can shoot the carrier, which is kind of nice, but... But this is definitely not good for me. Like, the longer this goes on, I feel the more descara now is getting ahead. So ref mode starts for me. I'm also going to tech MS because I was afraid of... Do I cancel ref mode? I shouldn't. Ref mode at this timing was probably better, I'm not gonna lie. Here comes some AVs for the backstab, by the way. Yeah, I agree, Roby. I mean, I think it's kind of like... By the way, how is this a shot? I think it's kind of like descara is going to get on 3 base eventually, right? And he is winning right now, so if he goes for like a... If he goes for like a play to take the high ground and he wins it, he really stomps me, but if he loses it, he might still lose this game, which he is definitely ahead on. So I feel like this is probably wise from descara. One Salve gonna get chunked here, maybe? No, he's actually gonna get out, but of course descara knows he can't really push for these things. Here comes a real Pepega moment here. Now it's good that I can get some chunks off of these LAVs, but there's too many rails at this point. I think a big lesson from this game is just I spent a lot too much time here. Because definitely if I was on this hill, I'd win, but at this point I can't get there. If ARs are able to trade against LAVs, then yeah, like A-Game is saying right now, I'm gonna get free damage basically, but I can't do it now because there's too many rails. So this is definitely just kind of too late. Missile Ship Fab starts, by the way. Now the reason for that is because I was actually afraid once he saw the PCs out, he would go for a double gunship, and that was unacceptable. I couldn't let him just kill everything with a double gunship. Still kind of trying to hold on to this high ground here, but you can see now, like, this is what I meant. Like, I was pretty sure descara could really just push me off of here. Possibly overbuilding on SCs here, but I'm not sure. It's not exactly that expensive anyway. But the main base is about to mine out here. Once ref mode finishes, I plan on pushing out the AAVs with my carrier. Yeah, but you know, better safe than sorry, right? Like, maybe if I had been really on par with like my gameplay, that would have punished you, but... Although I suppose knowing how this game turns out, I might not want to say that. Because it gets kind of crazy at the end. The amount of AVs, but I don't know, man. AVs are nice for the smoke here, but it's really risky to have AVs there. Strike fighters wouldn't pog. Yeah, that's exactly why I built the missile ship. I think it's coming out like right now. Oh my gosh, it doesn't even exist yet. But that's why I teched missile ship. But I can actually see his base though. Like I know he hasn't got fighter and gunship at this point, but I probably would have. MS out here. Although it's a good point. So there's interesting fakes you can do against players you know like to use air. You just hold the PCs here or something. And then when the strike fighters come out, you move up, you kill them all, and suddenly it feels like a bad investment. Heavy rails managed to get away, by the way, so they're up on this high ground here. This is nice. Oh, did it not work again? Because I actually thought that that would be a good strat. By the way, range calibration officially insane. Look at these shots here. He's got SCs though, he's not really too worried about it, I don't think. I see these AVs here. I think I end up losing that heavy rail because I'm just kind of too focused on other places. But by the way, bad trades right there. He's definitely got the upgrade advantage on me, so I can't just fight like that. Up on the high ground, we're probably better, but... Tilt bill. Yeah, I mean, it's really strong, especially on certain maps like this. Yeah, because how many LAV is this? 29 to 19. He's got me by 10. Ooh. Oh my. Yikes. Well, that's actually a big deal. I didn't realize just how much he overpowered me in the LAV count. That's kind of important. We're gonna get the kill? Yeah, we are. So we're gonna secure a kill on a railgun again there. You know, we're not that far behind on units lost. I've seen worse. Namely from myself. Oh, Pog. 15 million viewers. MS is here, by the way. The MS was designed to help us against, you know, fighter and gunship strats, but honestly, the amount of damage that I can do with a barrage is actually kind of insane here. It's really important that he doesn't die in that case. He doesn't. He gets out of vision there. But, you know, this missile ship could really do a lot of damage. Like, let's say descara goes for like a pull-up and he runs down this hill, he'll be filing in like in a column. And this MS barrage would just absolutely melt him. So, I think this is actually not really a bad investment, to be honest. Skim damage 2 coming out here. I think that's going to be important moving into the late game. And that's already what I was thinking about at this point, because we were going to reach an interesting late game scenario in this game. I still have yet to see a game where the third base mines out, but you know, we're close to that here. I still have like 9,000 CUs left on my second though. Descara definitely mines out before I do, but not such an advantage though if your enemy has more on the field than you do. AV still want to make a push here. I discovered a long time ago that 4 railguns on this hill basically like shut down everything that your opponent can do, unless, you know, strikecraft fights and stuff like that. Yeah, man, I was on like a freaking skeleton army here. Like, I was definitely bluffing. You know, EMP would have been nice here, actually, because this rail is probably going to get chased down at this point. Maybe that could keep it alive. But the LAVs are definitely posturing for a strike here. Gotta be careful for that MS, though. Look at that. But the LAVs get out. And my carrier, I think, is now required to be activated, so I'm just going to leave these RUs here to rot. There's not many left anyway. Yeah, I gotta say, man, range calibration lets you trade really well. I'm actually ahead now on the units lost. But yes, that's exactly what LAVs want to do. They want to backdoor here. Carrier is rather powered up, but obviously we need to stop this with something. Now, I actually ended up teching assault ships at one point. I don't know exactly when, but I was happy for it now. I was able to build them. I was kind of surprised that they were, like, on the queue. Well, I can't fight his LAVs with my skims, because, look, he's got 30 and I've got 20. And he's also got the upgrade advantage on me right now. Well, no, actually, we have equal upgrades, but he has got a huge numbers advantage, so I really feel unsure about that. If he commits on carrying bases, then skims come in. Okay, that's actually a fair point. I wasn't thinking about it that way. Double assault ship is kind of gonna force him out, though. And it really shouldn't, because he's actually got damage too, and these guys have no upgrades, but he's kind of afraid of them. You know, it's kind of a fair point. Like, you can't always click to see. But if he knew, I mean, he could really do a lot of damage here. And he, as it stands, he's going to get two selves dead. I actually have a idle guy, so we're going to be okay here. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, this game was just like a massive bluff. Probably from like the 15-minute mark. Because, yeah, I mean, it's true. These AS would die. I don't have as many rails as he thinks, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things wrong with my game here. But now, at this point, I start recognizing it's all about the artifacts, because we're getting pretty low on time. About 7 minutes left. Base splitter, whoa! Going for this artifact right here. And this is crucially important. Obviously, the timer runs out and I have more artifacts, I just win the game, right? Now, I was telling myself, actually, like, if you watch my stream of playing this, I'm like, don't use the MS on the units unless it's really juicy. Because I was sure, that, like, you know, if I wasted this, it would be a big thing. But this looked pretty juicy to me, so I just had to do it. Huge damage from this MS barrage, so that's very nice for me. LEVs are here, they're trading on high ground, but the carrier's going to come up and kind of force us out. So this is really good for me, because we start equalizing on these numbers a little bit. EMP is used as well, that's causing the LAVs to sort of split up a little bit too. So I emerged from this fight with, actually, I believe, the skim majority, but just barely. So that's actually a really big trade here for me. I am going to lose these rails, though, but I'm starting to think at this point, like, building rails is never going to stop his carrier here, so we need to commit to base trade or something like that. So, it's rough. We never want to play that way, but this is just kind of required, I think, at this point. We're going for that base runner, I'm sure you can see, but There's no way we're going to get it. Descara, of course, he knows what he's doing here. Now, actually, looking at this, I could have killed these two AVs, but I'm in sensors right here. I don't see health counts at all. Yeah, Phoenix would be proud of this. You got annoyed at range calibration, so you just built AVs that you could overpower it. Because range calibration was really being annoying that game. So, first base runner will extract, second one probably will too. I'm building a BR out of this carrier here. I have actually the skim majority here, so I don't think he can fight me at this point. Power 4 going to finish for me too, and Descara's on power 2. So at this point, I'm actually feeling kind of okay. I know this is a tricky spot, but I'm sort of confident that there's a chance that I can win it. Gonna try to go for this third BR. Oh man, look at this! This base runner is exposed. Oh man, if I knew. Look, I could just drive in here, kill this base runner. I probably would have won the game off of that. Wow. That's such a shame, man. That would have been insane if I could have gotten that. Instead, I'm going to sort of focus on... Well, if I had killed this, I think it would have. I don't know, though. Maybe you were building just enough to, like, get the artifact tie? I don't know. Anyway, scoreline's 1-1 right now. Second artifact's on the way. This BR is probably dead. I mean, maybe there's a chance that we can save it with some interesting carrier plays, but I don't really think so. Of other note is that this base is probably going to die too, like all of the eco here. I call it a base. It's like moving around on the map. There's not really much that we can do at this point to keep that alive. So instead, it's better for me to base trade, just try and kill my opponent off here. I'm kind of foregoing the idea of economy, though. I don't really care at this point. But the scoreline is 2-1. I'm ahead. Double base runner on the field. So the play at this point is pretty obvious. Descara wants to get at least one artifact held in his hands and win by his army. And I want to snipe whatever artifact is being held and win on overtime. It's not exactly where you want to be, but that's the game we're playing right now. We still have 2 BRs on the field, but these AVs are really kind of uncontestable by the skims, and so he's probably just going to get this base taken out entirely. I'm killing log modules, that's kind of okay. I mean, I don't think Descara really has plans to rebuild his base, though, so... Kind of low, kind of low, low chance of, like, actually hurting him here. This is not very big value. Might as well do it, though. Gonna try to make, like, some sort of heroic last stand right here. And then it's just full-on kill the base runners mode. That's all I care about. BR heal pops right here. But we can't even really kill these AVs. This is too many of them. I even throw out a jetpack. Isn't that cute? And my eco is officially gone. So this is what I have right now. It's 16 skims and a carrier. It's not looking terribly good, but Galzian is freaking fast. And there are some chances that we pop in, kill a base runner, maybe. But that's really all we're going for at this point. Carrier gonna get warded off by these rails here. I know what they say, for the hero there is no death, but I'm not interested in dying yet. These guys could actually maybe have established a base if you stop chasing. That's kind of funny. Can't be though, there's no way. And look at this. He's mining here. I should really have gone and denied that, but I guess I wasn't even imagining he would do it. Because he needs to get so much money to get out of fleet cap. He's gonna have to put down like 10 logistics modules or something, which is like 2,500 CUs. So that's like I think as much as is like held in this base practically. Power 5 comes up. Now my idea is maybe he's opening himself up for a snipe here. Yeah, well you would love vanilla then, Phoenix. It's got 125 speed and has more armor and health, so it's even harder to kill. You'd be so tilted at that. 48 seconds left on the clock, so this is pretty much when it has to happen. My idea is, okay, so maybe we can come in here with the skims, kill enough railguns that we can keep our carrier alive. And that's going to allow us to snipe this BR. We get in here, so we're doing damage to the base runner. Yikes. Okay, well, I guess that's fair. Look, you're not even picking it up, you're so confident. 18 seconds left on the clock, but there's no way I can stop this thing. And that is going to be the game. Can you believe that, though? This is pretty much a railgun rush that lasted for 29 minutes and 58 seconds. Might be some kind of record. Definitely a good game right here. This was just absolute insanity. I applaud my opponent, because that was quite a microfest. Let's move on to game 2, shall we? Game 2 going to be on the Boneyard. There's some kind of interesting nuance in my plan on this game, though. My idea was, first off, the Boneyard is very good for me, because if we happen to end up with, Bozo mind game. If we happen to end up with a railgun spawn, which is the one where I am, I'm here on the spawn, if you know how it looks, and he's there. Wait, no, other way around. No, I'm there and he's there. Then we're going to have a really good time with the railgun rush. But as you can see, I don't get that spawn. I'm going to be in the low ground. So now I'm thinking, okay, probably descara is going to AV rush. Yeah, just because of what you're saying, Phoenix. He likes to AV rush. I know he's good at it. I know it's a very good strat against me. So I'm going to do something a little bit risky. I'm going to do a bit of a blind counter here. And if it doesn't work, I'm just going to be behind on eco, basically. The idea is I want him to run into my PC with some AAVs and get caught by assault ships. I can kill like maybe 2 of them. And then I can push out across the map and try and do damage to his eco. So I'm basically just planning on like stacking assault ships like here and maybe 1 there. That's the play. So this is assault ship first into SC first, but I'm not actually planning on attacking him. Obviously the risk there is very obvious, because as you can see, he's not AV rushing. He should be ahead on economy here. Yeah, but the thing is, I think if he runs into a trap, he's going to lose the AVs. That was kind of my planning here. Say I have like 2 AVs hidden in the fog of war here, or assault ships that is. He runs in, he sees him, I start chasing him, but I also have 1 coming up on this high ground. If he commits to kill it, he's probably going to lose a guy. The push will continue all the way back to his base, and then maybe we can do some horrendous damage. But it's not going to be, though. He's going for SC first. The probe confirms it to me, I know that. Like, once I see the probe, I cancel the assault ship that I was building. And now I'm going to go for ref mode. Ultra fishy skimmer. Yeah, definitely. I wanted to scout with this skim here. I ended up getting all the info I needed by that probe, but I still kind of wanted to see. Because occasionally there's kind of funny stuff you can do with like turret proxies where you actually are going for an AV rush, but I know Phoenix is quite a fan of that himself. Ref mode on the way now. It's late though. About 45 seconds out. So descara should have an eco advantage here. Exactly how much remains to be seen, but it's gonna be an advantage. AV Fed starts for him. Now he hasn't queued up any skims actually, which is interesting. Or sorry, he doesn't have skims. He hasn't queued up any salves. So he's actually a little bit... Okay, here's the salve coming out now. He's actually a little bit less ahead, I think, than he could have been, but he can't exactly know... He can't exactly know what's going on here. So I mean, that's kind of fair play. Ref mode finishes in 10 seconds though, so I'm really only behind on maybe like 1 drop of CU miners. Maybe more, because as you can see, I don't actually have many salves out. Yeah, definitely. I just mean he had the probe out, and I think the probe could have checked for PC positionings a little bit better. I might have given him a bit of a heart attack by moving out here, but I'm sure he knows still, like, yeah, it's not going to be... It's not going to be a push of any kind here. Although you never know, I could have like 12 assault ships just chilling in the back here. Now that'd be an interesting thing to try out sometime. But you never know. I agree. I mean, that's definitely true. Well, the thing is, if he had gone for an AV rush, I think I would have been ahead. But it was risky. So let's survey the scene now. He's been mining fluently here for I think about like 2 minutes. We're just starting to get RU selves up. It's not where you want to be exactly. I think that's obvious. Army's about the same, and he does have this probe. Actually, I lost the skim there to that turret. I did not see that. Second SC starts for descara. Now, this is quite aggressive, of course. Quite aggressive eco-wise, that is. I'm going to queue up a base runner, by the way, instead. Because my thought... Although I could get another PC here. But my thought is, well, maybe if I get a base runner, I can kind of, like, deny the vision on air tech. But the thing is, I'm sure he knows, like, descara's played against Gaussian for a long time now, so... Oh yeah, that's true. We discovered that if a PC is building, this light here will blink. Yeah, it's crazy. That's like a big deal. Anyway. I know, right? Descara realizes why that's important. That's a lot of information to get about your opponent's build. Base runner comes out, and obviously this is designed to hold the probe off, but I mean, I don't know. He probably knows about air tech already. Can't you not? I didn't think there was a way to scout air building on Conf. I thought it was the same light as the other things. It's a different light one on the front. Oh, okay. Man, it still sucks though that you can't just see it, because like the light blinking is a lot harder to catch. Stupid freaking Conf. You did it on your education stream. Yeah, you're right. But yes, at least it's now possible to see that Conf is building air tech, so... Descara with his newfound strats is confident he's going to destroy us all. Carrier gets scouted, so this is a confirmation. Yep, it's gotta be air. I'm sure he would know it, but... Interesting thing is, though, he's building Strike Fighter into air here. He's on 3 base too, which is quite bad for me. So as you can see, like, if you just survey the field here, this is not exactly going well. You have AA because you want mortar, but it counters the enemy air. That's hilarious, man. Yeah, Phoenix likes to build missile batteries just to get that mortar. It's all about that sauce. Yeah, and it's a huge deal, too. This fight's good for me because I have a bit of a concave. The base runner can also pop heal if these guys had gotten low and like chased and stuff, so this is a good engage for me, I think. But he's gonna set down a turret here now. Here come the strike fighters, though. This is a big problem actually because, of course, he's gonna do a lot of damage to these air units, or sorry, ground units here. But of course, this is Patch. He can actually fight the. Oh, that's what happened. We wasted a missile on the freaking base runner turret. I was wondering how this strike fighter fight went so badly, because I knew I should have been able to pop one of the strike fighters for free there. Base runner heal gets the turret down, though. Assault ships are gonna charge in here. My life for ire, right? They want to stop the base runner. The problem is just that the strike fighters are too good here. Base runner goes down 2. Oof, yeah, 1500 CUs for me. And he is going to get this extract out for sure now. Now this obviously starts opening up the door for some interesting tactics for him. Interesting tactics that I am not interested in fighting against, like carrier pushes and stuff. Yeah, speaking of which, Power Reserve 1's on the way. Now he may be building an SC too, I think is the timing on that. So that means he's probably interested in moving that carrier out now. Whoa, I hiccuped. Although A-Game was saying on stream, you know, this is actually good for you, Bozo, because... Descara is building air, he's not going to kill you right now. You know, like, he could already have his carrier, like, here or something. Kind of slows the game down a little bit, maybe. Which is good for me, but... yeah, I'm just saying, like, the alternative is that I'm already dead. But... I had already decided to detect bombers, though, so they're finished, by the way. But I have missile ships now, so maybe I can get some air control. This is similar to what we saw with No Fun versus descara, though. Of course, the bomber tech is kind of a mistake when the enemy has air on the field. The difference is that I didn't know until I already like started teching the tech. I don't know what I was going with that. Good bunching by descara there. Manages to get 1.5 strike fighters killed for me. I want to fight over this PC though if I can. He's not going to let that happen though. He wants to fight on the main. You can see I've split salves, although these two are a little bit too close together. We are just going to keep kind of chunking in for damage here against these strike fighters. No, I think I had longer, but I decided to stick it because I'd invested time into it. I knew I was going to get missile ship eventually anyway, but... Good snipe here from the missile ship onto these strike fighters, by the way. It might even get 2? No. Artifact is out, though, for descara. Yeah, I know, like 10 HP on this guy. And the veterancy, man, the veterancy! This guy's gonna dock, but he may die anyway. Yeah! Rip in pieces. Oh man, did I have a int dock while a missile was flying at it? That's crazy. That's like the best feeling, man. I've discovered with ints, especially if you get afterburner, you can actually do damage even when your opponent has anti-air in front of your carrier if you just kind of like pop out, do damage, dock, you know what I mean? It's obviously not exactly ideal, but... Remember, I did this against Begil in Jaraci Cup 13 or something, if you want to check that out. BC Fab on the way now for descara, so this is his preferred sledgehammer this game. Could have been rails, of course, but this is what he's going to go for. Double bomber is out, though. And I'm going to start taking rail fab, because obviously I know that this is a possibility. I think I'm going to see it. Maybe I already saw it. I like bombers. Anti-air is ready. We do manage to get a pretty chunking shot here. Dang, that did like max damage almost. So this is quite suboptimal, kind of launching into the missile ships here. Bombers come up and deny the artifact, and this is really just what I wanted here. But I know that his strike fighters are out there somewhere, so I'm gonna move him out now, and then see if maybe I can do some damage to eco. And I think this was a very good initial sortie for the bombers. If there were 3, imagine that. They're not going to go down here either. It seems like they will, but bombers have just got a lot of health. And he can't chase terribly far either because he's very low. You can see me kiting out toward these missile ships because obviously when one bomber is docking, the other one's not going to. Yeah, just lack of railguns basically, caused by the RUs, I would agree. MS getting pushed here though, it's not exactly like this is where they want to fight. Gonna just sort of jib this AV on the way out. Oh yeah, here's the teleporting PC. Now I'm sure descara was wondering, how the heck did he get a PC here? Well, I know that this push is coming. By the way, this is a really big choke here that I'm not moving this guy back, because obviously if this base is back, maybe we have some chances here, because obviously this is a bad split production. It's gonna be like in the way of the carrier. BCs are out, by the way, at least one of them is. So I'm thinking like, look, I can't conglomerate here with this PC. There's no way. Maybe just send him out here and just try and kill this third base. I will say though, that was an accident. It happened because I was rotating the carrier here and it went over this dune, so it popped him out there. I don't teleport units on purpose in tourney games. This rail here just wants to get jibbed, I guess. This was kind of a bad rally point for me. But this is quite the flank here. You don't tend to expect a PC going to be on your third base. Kind of, lol. Yeah, you're right. It's a very bad rally point. Problem here is just I don't know what we can do to stop him. He's got SCAA on 6 perk cruisers. Oh my gosh. That's a little bit more than I expected. I guess he had a CU float. 2 BCs coming out here too, and I'm on 55 speed, so I can't actually outspeed him really. This is gonna be dead PCs, this is gonna be dead carrier, this is gonna be dead everything. This backstab, still legendary though. Look at my float though. I mean, I could really, you know, build a base here. Yeah. No, it definitely would have been kind of BM to try and survive this way. Yeah. Because, like, obviously, you know, I can. I mean, I can run for a while, but it's not really exactly fun for anybody. That is going to be the game, though, so descara takes it 2-0, so he's really kind of massacring the group stage so far. He's undefeated at this point. Yikes. descara, though, what a freaking slayer. Definitely, definitely owning so far in this group stage. I hope you enjoyed it. Gonna cast the next one now.